Good afternoon. Good afternoon, all the participants in the post-lunch session. Am I audible to all?
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I audible
Good
to all?
afternoon, sir. Yes, you are audible.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. You are audible. You are very much audible.
Good afternoon to all. So it gives me, okay, thank you, sir. So let me introduce the speaker of the session, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Patra, sir. And it gives me an immense pleasure that I'm just going to introduce one of my very senior colleague, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Patra, sir. Currently, he is serving the Department of Yoga as head and associate professor in Central University Rajasthan. And he has also served as the faculty and associate dean in division of yoga and life sciences at S. Vyasa University, Bangalore. Uh, uh, his research positions at Vyasa and other institutions are like this. He has been a scientist one and scientist two at Indian Council of Medical Research Center for Advanced Research in Yoga and Neurophysiology. Then he has also worked as a research officer at Physiology section of Scientific Research department at Lonavala.
Patra sir, good afternoon. I think there is some network issue with Dr. Ajay Indian sirs. Yeah, you need to unmute yourself. Patra sir, you need to unmute yourself.
I think sir is back, madam.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I
So
think
is my
there
voice
some
audible
network
now? Is
issue.
my voice audible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think we can start the session.
So should I? Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Actually, madam, you will have to give me the permission to project my slides. I am not able to project my slides. I am not able to share my slides.
I'll just check with him because I am also not the host.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Okay,
a minute,
okay.
just a minute.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes, sir.
There is a huge network problem at my side actually.
And not a problem, sir. This
I
happens.
I don't know the
Yes,
introduction
I can
was
share now.
the
Yes, now I can share. Yeah. So thank you so much, sir. Such a nice introduction. Yes, sir.
I think it was interrupted in between.
No problem, sir. No problem, sir.
So I'm
No problem
really-
at all.
I'm very sorry for that actually. It's
No, sir. No, sir. Not a problem. That is not your problem, sir. Yes, sir. So thank you so much, sir. This lecture is going to be a bit different from the other topic. I think you have been hearing concomitantly, you have been hearing so many lectures about computer applications and the other thing. But I would say one of the connecting thread for all the work that you do at your workplace, the connecting thread is the stress, isn't it? Every work that you do, or when you get yourself entangled with the work, the resultant outcome of the work is stress. So this talk is all about stress, consequences of the stress. Okay. So now before I start talking about this stress, I'll be showing you a slide. This is my slide. This is my slide. So before I show this slide, so let me give you a couple of instructions. Instructions. So the first instruction is the slide that I am going to show you. You are supposed to read the syllables. You are supposed to read the words. Okay. You are not supposed to read the words. Rather, you are supposed to read the colors. Right? You are supposed to read the color, and you are supposed to complete this task within the span of 45 seconds. You are supposed to complete this task within the span of 45 seconds. You are not supposed to read the words. The first instruction is that you are not supposed to read the words. You are supposed to read the colors, right? So now your time starts now.
Slide is not visible on the screen.
I'm not visible?
Second slide. Sir, second slide is not visible.
Oh,
Color
no
slide
problem. No problem. No. Yeah. So my slide is not visible?
It's visible, sir. It's visible.
Visible? Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So now, this is my slide now. So now your time starts now, and you have only 45 seconds. 45 seconds. So please read the color. Please do not, you are not expected to read the words. Time starts now. Now your time ends now. So please start writing in your text box. In your chat box, so please start writing. What did you find? How many mistakes you did? How many mistakes you did? So please start writing in your chat box. Please start writing. How many mistakes you did? Okay, one mistake. Okay. Okay. So next is 3 mistakes, 3 mistakes, 3 mistakes. Okay. Yes, 2 mistakes, 3 mistakes. Okay, fine. Yes. Now, please write in the chat box. Please write in the chat box what made you to get confused with this question. Now I gave the instruction. The instruction was very clear, isn't it? But what made you to get confused? What made you to get confused? Yeah. Okay. So wordings and the color. Okay. Okay. Like the green color, like yellow was written in green color, right? And the green color was written in black, isn't it? So there is a higher functioning of the brain, and this higher functioning of the brain is called response inhibition. Response inhibition. This is a higher functioning of the brain. So this response inhibition is a higher functioning of the brain, and this higher functioning is a synthesis of the frontal lobe, of the frontal cortex. Response inhibition. So when you get yourself entangled with stress, so response inhibition gets impaired. But thanks to God, I think you are now, at this point of time, you are not in stress, or else you would have done a lot of mistakes. You would have done a lot of mistakes, because stress has its impact in response inhibition. Means you are ready to respond, but there is some inhibitions. And because of that inhibition, you tend to make mistakes. Am I clear? So now, can you please tell me what this girl is doing? Can you please tell me? So you can write in the chat box. You can write. So the options are the following. The girl is sleeping. The girl is in frustration. The girl is in depression. She's in distress. She's in anxiety, or anything else. Or she's absolutely drained out. She's absolutely exhausted out. So what would you write? Yes. So now, please write. Please write in your chat box. Yes. Yeah, distress and drained out. Yes, thank you. Any other? Okay, girl in work pressure. Okay, sleeping. Okay, fine. Any other response? Any other response? Okay. But I would definitely go in line with the response of Uma Reddy madam, Neetu Singh madam, and then Rajnish K. Ranjan sir, and then Bharti Yadav madam. So I will definitely go in line with your responses. Probably her work pressure was found to be very high. Okay. Probably she's in distress, she's drained out, she's exhausted. Okay. And probably you would have drained out yourself at any point of time in your life. Once you would have drained out yourself like this, isn't it? Like after doing a lot, like for example, the dean or the HOD has given you so much of assignment. Okay, so much of assignment. So you are not in a position to complete the assignment. And in between you wanted to put your head on the table. and you are thinking, how many days will it take for me to complete the assignments? Okay. So at any point in your life, you would have definitely come across this kind of situation in your life. Okay, next. So this scientist, the gentleman whom I am projecting, his name is Professor Hank Selye. He was a European scientist. He was an orthodox endocrinologist, and he was trying to pinpoint a couple of hormones in the human body. But his research did not become successful. His research did not become successful because the rats, because he was getting himself involved in one of the rat model. So in his rat model, there were about 800 rats. Out of 800 rats, about 645 rats died. Okay. And then he started asking why my rats are dying, why my research is not becoming successful. And then if you see what exactly he was doing, the rats were giving constant exposure to bright light for 24 hours into 7. The rats were kept in a maze so that the rat will go round and round, but it will not find the way out. The rats will be kept in a chamber where there will be open-ended wires, electrical wires, and there will be some ampere of current flowing in those wires. It will not take the life of the rats, but if the body of the rat comes in contact with those open-ended wires, so what will happen? There will be big spark, and that will make the rats to get frightened of the situation. Also, there were some situation in which there are some queue in which there are some chamber in which there will be full of water. So at the center there will be a platform, and around the platform there will be full of water. So when a rat tries to escape itself, so it will drown, or when the rat starts jumping over the platform, so it will drown itself into the water and die. So eventually the rats were found getting themselves isolated like this. Neither they were taking part in any activity, nor they were found to be eating, nor they were found to be sleeping, nor they were found to be enjoying their activity. So they are found to be getting isolated like this because they were exposed to wide range of stimuli, wide range of stress cues. And eventually the rats started dying. And then Hank Selye started surgically it started removing the organ. Okay, started removing the organ surgically. It started removing the stomach, the intestine, the tonsils, the various glands in the rat's body. And then Selye found the following. So he found constant bleeding in the stomach of the rats. He found the constant bleeding in the intestine of the rats. And then he found, above the kidney, there is a gland there is a pair of gland in the human body. We have gland at the top of the kidney called adrenal gland. And the outer part of this gland is called cortex. So this cortex was found to be bigger in size to compensate the production of a stress hormone called cortisol. So it was becoming bigger and bigger in size. So when you surgically remove the tonsils of the rat, The tonsils were becoming smaller in size. The tonsils are like the shelter for the immune cell in our body. So more the size, more it can house, more it can shelter out the immune cell. Got it? So when it starts becoming, or when it starts shrinking, so it cannot shelter out the immune cells. So it was becoming smaller inside. So all the indications were suggestive of absolute stress or absolute distress condition in all the rats. And then later he said, stress is the cause of all the diseases. Stress is the cause of all the diseases. Stress is the cause of the impairment of the organs. Stress is the cause of the impairment of the systems in our body. Any system, it may be any system in the body. So the word stress was first time coined by, coined by Hank Sally in 1936. So according to Hank Sally, so stress is a non-specific response of the body to any demanding situation made on it. So stress is a non-specific response of the body to any demanding situation made on it. Now, stress is not specific to only human being. Stress is not specific to human being. Stress is common for every organism in this animal kingdom. Stress is common for the plant kingdom too. Got it? So it's a non-specific response of the body for us, for the animal kingdom. It's the non-specific response of the body to any demanding situation made on it. Initially, I gave an example that your HOD has given you a big assignment. So he expects you to complete the assignment within 2 days. And do you know what is the volume of that assignment? So it is supposed to be completed within 1 month, but he expects you to complete within 2 days. So what will happen? You will give up your food, you will give up your sleep, and then you will take a lot of work pressure to complete. Am I clear? So as a result of this, what will happen? As a result of this, your blood pressure will start shooting up. Your sugar will start shooting up. Your heart rate will increase. You try to sleep, but you are not getting your sleep. Am I clear? So all these are the non-specific responses of the body. So stress could be either fight or flight. Stress could be either fight or flight. Like for example, a black cobra. A cobra is chasing you. So what will you do? Either you will run away to escape yourself, or else you stand still. If you think that you are very courageous, you are very brave, you do not get frightened to the cobra. So what will happen? You start fighting with the cobra. You start fighting with the cobra. Am I clear? So for both running and fighting, you require your muscle to get empowered. Am I clear? And to get the muscle, or when the muscle requires the empowerment, or when you want your muscles to get empowered, so during this time, a lot of reactions are felt at the body level. A lot of reaction. Why do you require your muscle to get empowered? So that you can run, so that you can fight. So during this time, you start experiencing the following reactions. And these are called the physiological reactions of fight and flight. The dilation of the pupil. You start experiencing the dryness in your mouth. you start experiencing the fastness of your breath, your heart pounding or palpitation of your heart increases, muscles get tensed, digestion will become slow, and you will experience sweating in your palms, sweating in your feet. Am I clear? Blood pressure shooting up, blood sugar shooting up. So all these are the physiological responses of fight and flight. So there are some stresses. In our life, we get ourselves exposed to wide range of stresses. We get ourselves exposed to wide range of stresses, and they are called sources of stress. Sources of stress. So what are those sources of stress? Like occupational stresses. Occupational, there is always fight between you and your boss. Conflict between you and your boss. Okay, your boss doesn't like you, or you and your subordinates. Life changes, death of your spouse, divorce, death of your siblings. Am I clear? Disrupted family. So all these are the examples of life changes, hassles, frustration, conflict, cataclysmic events like pollution, earthquake, cyclone, flood, tsunami. Okay, so all these are the examples of cataclysmic events. So every individual, every one of us gets ourselves exposed to wide range of stresses, wide range of stress stimuli. And when you get yourself exposed to the stress stimuli, so the body starts giving you alarm. Body starts giving you warning. And that phase is called alarm phase. What are the alarm? Blood pressure shoots up, heart rate becomes more, blood sugar becomes more. Probably you may not get sleep during the night. That is called alarm phase. So Shelley also said every individual is born with certain quantum of energy. Like for example, I have healthy parents. Then probably that healthy characteristic of my father and mother will be inherited to me. So you will find me with a lot of healthy characteristics. Like for example, my father and mother had diabetes, heart problem. Then probably my health will not become all right. My health will not become all right, because I will get myself inherited with those characteristics. So hence Shelley said these energy packets, or I would say this energy, this quantum of energy gets inherited or gets transferred from your parents to offspring, and that energy is used. Every individual has certain quantum of energy, and this energy is used to fight with the stresses, consequences of the stresses. Am I clear? And if you have little energy, then it will get exhausted soon. If you have more energy, then it will take time to get your energy exhausted. But certainly you will become the victim of a disease one day or the other. One day or the other day, you will become the victim of a disease. Am I clear? And this theory put together called, or this theory is called Shelley's General Adaptation Syndrome. You get yourself adapted to a stress, get yourself adapted to a stressors. And when you get yourself adapted to the stressor, you start experiencing the following phases. Every one of you will start experiencing. Initially, the body will give you warning. That is called alarm phase. And the energy that you have will be utilized to fight with the stressors. And in the third phase, what will happen? If you have less energy, then it will be exhausted soon and you will become the victim of a disease soon. And if you have more energy, then it will take little more time to become the victim of a disease. But certainly, you will become the victim of a disease. You will have to invite a disease sooner or later. This theory is called general adaptation theory or general adaptation syndrome. This is the normal human function. The x-axis represents to arousal, the y-axis represents to performance, and till this is your creative zone. Till this is your creative zone. So you can start performing till this. Okay, and then later you start experiencing fatigue, and then it leads to ill health, and then there will be burnout and breakdown, leading to further complications of the ill health. Why stress? In modern days, why stress? Because we have large number of demanding situations in our life. Many of us are highly sensitive and sharp. Many of us want to become very perfect at work. It's not a problem, you can become perfect at work, but for the sake of attaining perfection, do not sacrifice your health. You have many targets to be achieved. Like for example, those who are in the software, so they enter into a industry with probably 6 or 7 lakhs per annum. Okay, and they have a target. After 1 year, I'll jump to Oracle. Next 2 years, I'll jump to somewhere with a package of 20 lakhs. After 2 years, I'll jump to probably Accenture with a package of 25 lakhs. After 2 years, I'll enter into Google with a package of probably 50 or 60 lakhs. So you have many targets to be achieved in your life, and you want to become tech lead, you want to become, you want to become project manager, and then you become, deputy manager, then manager, general manager. Got it? And I would say it's not last but not least. Okay, you have a habit of keeping many things pending. Pending work is one of the I would say reason for our stress, and definitely you have constant demotivation at your workplace. So stress mainly affects the two systems in our human body. Every organ in our body has the supply of two variety of nerve fiber. So one nerve fiber is a representative of the stress called sympathetic nerve, and the other nerve fiber is a representative of your relaxation response called parasympathetic nerve. So this nerve fiber together called autonomic nervous system. Similarly, in your body you have many glands, and the glands are expected to produce, and the glands are involved in producing many hormones, and the hormonal system is called endocrine system. So the stress affects the autonomic nervous system, affects the endocrine system or hormonal system in our body. So the autonomic nervous system, as I said, it is a representative of the stress called sympathetic nervous system or sympathetic nerve. And it also has a representative of the relaxation called parasympathetic nervous system. It is like accelerator, and this is a brake. God has given you both accelerator and brake. Now, if I ask you, how many of you can drive your car at the speed of 100 every time? How many of you? Yes. How many of you can drive your car at the speed of 100 every time? Would you say yes? Every time, starting from your home, okay, to your office or to the shopping complex. Can you drive your car? No. In spite of all these and because many conditions are applied, like you have the big pits on your way to the shopping complex. You have the signals, crowds on the road, speed breakers on the road. In spite of all these conditions, you make an attempt to drive your car at the speed of 100 every time, every day, for the whole month. So if you are a good driver, definitely you can manage your car from the accident. You can definitely prevent your car from the accident, but that will be definitely wearing and tearing. And you will have to send your car for servicing every now and then. So your body is also like a car. Your body is also like a car. So if you make an attempt to drive your car, as I already told you, it's a representative of the stress. This nerve fiber is a representative of this stress. So every now and then, if you make an attempt to drive your car at the speed of 100, you would also have to send this vehicle for servicing to Apollo, to Fortis, to SMS, okay, to probably Narayan Hurdale, okay. So you would have to send this car for servicing. So therefore, God has given you a brake. So every now and then, do not drive your car at the speed of 100. So wisely you can give your brake to protect yourself. Am I clear? So wisely you can give brake to protect yourself. But it's not possible for us. It's not possible. Because I have many targets to be achieved in my life. I'll have to earn a good money. I'll have to earn big name and fame. So for that, I'm ready to sacrifice my health. So this is, as I already told you, this is the accelerator. So the stress, I would say, stimulates this accelerator, activates the functioning of this accelerator, and all these are the functions of the accelerated function of this nerve fiber, like your brain activity increases, metabolic function increases, pupil gets dilated, the heartbeat gets accelerated, the air tract gets dilated, the peristalsis, the propelling action of the food pipe, that slows down. There will be conversion of complex carbohydrate into glucose. There will be excess secretion of the stress hormone. So more and more your bladder will get contraction, will get inhibited. So the opposite function you will find here. And this function is all about to prevent the wearing and tearing, restore the health, okay, revitalize, rejuvenation. So this is all about the organs. We have all the organs in the body, all the glands in the body, and each of the gland produces a couple of hormones. And these put together called the endocrine system. So when you are subject to stress, or when you are in distress, or when you get yourself entangled with the stress, following hormones are found to be more in the blood. The catecholamine mean adrenaline and noradrenaline. These are the two stress hormones. Two popular stress hormones. They are found to be higher in the blood. Prolactin is one of the hormones which is produced by this gland, pituitary gland, that is found to be higher. Cortisol, actually catecholamine is found to be, this gland produces catecholamine, adrenaline and noradrenaline. This gland is called adrenal gland. So it produces catecholamine. So these hormones are found to be higher. Cortisol is also produced by this gland. Cortisol is also produced by this gland. So that is found to be higher in the blood. Similarly, the adrenocorticotropic hormone, there is another hormone again produced by this gland, this pituitary gland, that is found to be higher in the blood. Similarly, thyroid stimulating hormone again produced by the pituitary is found to be higher. Okay. Similarly, growth hormone again produced by this gland is found to be higher. Got it? So now you can see the adrenaline and noradrenaline produced by the gland is found to be higher in the blood. Prolactin is found to be higher in the blood. Cortisol is found to be higher. Similarly, ACTH is found to be higher. Thyroid stimulating hormone is found to be higher. And growth hormone is also becomes higher in the blood. So now let us we'll try to understand what are the consequences of the hormones. First, we started talking about catecholamines. Catecholamines is nothing but the combination of adrenaline and noradrenaline. So when these hormones are found to be higher in the bloodstream, what will happen? Your heart rate will increase. And the liver will start converting more complex carbohydrate into glucose. And it will make sure that more and more glucose molecules are available in the blood. Similarly, your digestive activity will slow down. Blood pressure will shoot up. Bronchioles will get dilated and there will be hyperventilation in the lungs. So all these are the consequences of the catecholamines or the stress hormones called adrenaline and noradrenaline. Similarly, if the prolactin is found, the normal function of the prolactin is mainly confined to female body. Prolactin is responsible for lactation. After the pregnancy, it is responsible for lactation. But when the prolactin is found to be higher, not during pregnancy, stress can make the prolactin to become higher before pregnancy, even after pregnancy also. So when the prolactin is found to be higher in the blood, you will start developing headache. It may lead to migraine also. It will mount more pressure if you have tumor in the brain. It will decrease the density of the matrix in your bone. So your bones will become more fragile, more weak. Similarly, now the research says that prolactin is responsible for the breast cancer. After pregnancy or after 30, the prolactin is responsible for the breast cancer. But it doesn't mean that prolactin is not found in the male body. Even stress can facilitate the secretion of the prolactin in the male body also. So if prolactin is found to be higher in the male body develops impotency. So cortisol also has quite a good number of bad roles. Bad roles, not good roles, bad roles. Cortisol is found to be one of the protecting hormone for the body. But if this protecting hormone becomes more, this protecting hormone becomes more in the blood, it's found to be more in the blood, it starts breaking down your fat molecules. It will make your bone weak, okay? And it will make sure that your liver start accumulating more and more carbohydrate, leading to fatty liver. Similarly, your muscles will become weak because there will be less uptake of amino acid and the protein to the muscle. Protein is a building block for the muscle, but there will be less uptake of the protein to the muscle. So what will happen? Your muscles will become weak. Similarly, cortisol also counteracts the insulin. So though your pancreas is producing more insulin, but still you have diabetes. That I'll be talking about it. That is called insulin resistance. Am I clear? So these are the consequences of the more production of the cortisol. So if you want to see more in more detail, this is the effect of cortisol. Because of the cortisol, you start experiencing chronic fatigue. You start developing hypertension, depression, decreased metabolism, poor immune system, arthritis, hunger, hostility, acid reflux disease, tunnel vision, migraines, sleep deprivation, and so on. Similarly, when the thyroid stimulating hormone, normally what happens, thyroid stimulating hormone is responsible for stimulating the thyroid so that thyroid hormones can be produced to keep the metabolism, physiological metabolism intact. But if the thyroid stimulating hormone is found to be higher, what will happen? This T4 hormone will be always higher in the blood. So when this is higher in the blood, what will happen? It will start impairing all the metabolism in the body. Vital metabolism, mineral metabolism, carbohydrate, protein, all the metabolism will get impaired because of the excess secretion of the T4. Similarly, there is another hormone called growth hormone. The main role of the growth hormone is it is responsible for the growth, repairing, and maintenance of the body. So when this growth hormone is found to be higher because of stress, what will happen? Instead of growing, so yes, this growth hormone unfortunately does not have intelligence. Not only it will proliferate the normal cell, it will also start dividing the abnormal cell like tumor cell, cancer cell, etc. Am I clear? So not only it will start developing or start proliferating the normal cell, it will also start proliferating the abnormal cell also. Okay, so leading to cancer, leading to development of a tumor. So more the secretion of the growth hormone, scientific research papers say, more the secretion of the growth hormone as a result of stress, more will be the metastasis, more spreading of the cancer all around the body. So stress hormone are the culprit for increasing your heart rates, increasing your blood sugar, increasing your blood pressure, dilation of the pupil, relaxation of the intestinal muscles, breathing rate increases, blood flow to the skeletal muscle increases. I know they are the culprit. It is required also during stress, it is required. But the long-standing effect is alarming. When it settles down, the reactions that settle down, it is alarming. Because when the heart rate increases and it does not subside at all, and when you go and consult a doctor, doctor will say you have developed tachycardia. Similarly, this reaction settles down and you go and consult a doctor, doctor will say you have developed diabetes. When the blood pressure starts settling down, the doctor will say you have developed hypertension or high BP. When the dilation of the pupil starts settling down, doctor will say you have developed cataract or retinopathy or glaucoma. Similarly, when the intestinal muscle relaxation starts settling down, doctor will say you have developed constipation. When the breathing rate increases, okay, and over a period of time it starts settling down, doctor will say we have developed COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disorders. Similarly, when the blood flow of the skeletal muscles are concomitantly found to be increasing, then it will lead to many conditions like painful conditions like back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, etc. The long-term effect of the stress is also alarming. At the behavioral level, stress may lead to self-harming, suicidal ideation, cutting, withdrawing from the family and social life, anger outbursts, unexplained mood changes or showing. At the physical level, it may lead to many high complications like gynecological disorders, vaginal prolapse, dysregulated menstrual cycle, autoimmune disease, fistulae, endometriosis. At the cognitive level, PTSD means post-traumatic stress disorders. For example, You had a trauma before your eye. You are frightened to a situation. You have got yourself frightened to a situation. So you start re-experiencing again and again, again and again. So that happens because of stress. Avoidance, hyperarousal, depression, anxiety disorders, borderline personality, dissociative identity disorder. All these are the long-term effect of stress. So it has its effect. It will have its effect in your behavior. It will have its effect in your physical body. It will also have its effect in your psychology. So stress also, in more detail, stress impacts your body, affects your body. And here, at the body level, you start experiencing headache, frequent infection, taut muscle, muscular twitches, fatigue, skin irritation, breathlessness. So stress also impacts your mind. And following are the consequences of the stress in the mind. You will start worrying more. There will be moodily thinking, impaired judgment, nightmares, indecision, negativity, hasty decisions. At the behavioral level, you will be prone to accident, loss of appetite, loss of sexual drives. You will start drinking more. You will start smoking more. Insomnia, restlessness. And I will tell you, suppose you have given up drinking, you have given up smoking. So stress may make you to reverse your old habits like drinking and smoking. Similarly, at the emotional level, there will be loss of confidence. You will become more fussy. You will become more irritable, depression, apathy, alienation, and apprehension. So how does it happen? Does it really happen? So in our brain, really there is a system, and the system is called limbic system. And the another word used in neuroscience called emotional cortex. There is an area in the brain responsible for culturing the emotion, harvesting the emotion. It is like a fertile land. It's what someone said, or your boss said, boss had given you an assignment, big assignment, huge assignment, very high volume assignment, and you could not complete the work on time. And the boss says, let's consider your promotion after 3 years. You are already due for the promotion, but your boss says, we'll think about your promotion after 3 years. So this starts settling down in your limbic system, in your emotional cortex. It is like a seed. When you start sowing a seed on a fertile land, it will definitely germinate. It will definitely sprout it out. It will get sprouted out. The same way, when you throw a negative emotion to your limbic system, to your emotional cortex is like a fertile land. And according to physics, this is the place where the mind matter interactions start taking place. Mind matter interactions start taking place. So here the seed will definitely get germinated. Here the seed will definitely get sprouted. It will definitely take the form of a tree. Am I clear? But unfortunately, this tree does not grow in air. This tree will definitely grow and spread its branches within the physical body. And one of the component, one of the area of the brain, one of the vital component of the brain that gets triggered up, triggered up, when this becomes more vulnerable to stress, when you already start sowing the seed in the emotional cortex. So this part is called hypothalamus. This area of the brain is called hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is otherwise called the main switch. So it is the switch. This is our hypothalamus in the brain, and this is the switch that affects our autonomic nervous system. It affects the triggering of our sympathetic nerve fibers, which are the reflection of the stress. Similarly, it disturbs, or it will enhance the secretion of many stress hormone in the body. Am I clear? It will definitely make many stress hormone to become higher in the blood. It will definitely trigger the sympathetic nerve fiber, and you know the consequences of the triggering of the sympathetic nerve. Psychologically, stress is of two types: de-stress and eustress. De-stress is, I would say, it is like killing stress. It is like Abhimanyu Chakravyuh. It is like a mosquito getting trapped on a spider net. It is like Abhimanyu Chakravyuh. Abhimanyu knew how to get into the circle of war, but Abhimanyu did not have any skill to come out from the war, from the Chakravyuh. So Abhimanyu got himself trapped in the circles of war, and he had to give up his life. So all of us have become like Abhimanyu. We know how to get ourselves trapped with the vicious circle of stress, but we do not have any skill to come out, to escape out, to protect ourselves. There is another category of stress called eustress. Eustress is very healthy stress, very essential stress. Without that, probably we will become easy, we will become lazy, lethargic. Like for example, before examination, you take quite a good amount of stress. Without stress, you cannot prepare yourself for examination, isn't it? For example, your wife wants you to report her at 7 p.m. If you do not follow her instruction, you will definitely get scolding from her. Am I clear? So therefore, you complete your assignment before time and report her on time, or else you know what will be the consequences. That is eustress. That is essential stress. Without that, all of us will become lethargic. But the other one is not at all good. Other one is not at all good for the health. It takes away our life. So this is eustress and this is de-stress. Okay? And here, till this is your creative zone, till this you can do work better, and after that your performance will start getting deteriorated, leading to ill health, deterioration of your health status. So the de-stress has the following phases. As I already said, when you sow a seed on a fertile land, it has to germinate. Similarly, our subconscious mind is like a fertile land. Our limbic system is like a fertile land. Emotional cortex is a fertile land. Or that is the place where you always sow a seed. Okay? You sow a seed, and this seed gets germinated, and therefore it is called psychic phase. And what is our psychosomatic phase? Once the seed gets germinated, definitely it has to grow. It has to grow. It will start spreading within the physical body. Am I clear? So its root is in the mind, but it will have its branches and the stem in the body. Soma means body, psycho means mind, and soma means body. Organic phase, it will start spreading its branches within the physical body, and it will start reaching out to the organs, called organic phase. So once it starts reaching out to the different organ of the body, what will happen? The normal functioning of the organ will start getting impaired. So this impairment of the normal functioning of the organ is reflected in the form of various symptoms. And these symptoms are reflected in the form of, these are felt at the body level. And these symptoms are put together called a disease. And the disease is also felt at the body level called somatic phase. Soma means body. Somatic phase. Okay? So it is like, so I think this is a mistake. So probably what happens, this root will be there in the mind and it will start spreading its branches to the various organs in the body. And once it starts spreading its branches to the various organs of the body, so what will happen? The normal functioning of the organ will get impaired. And the normal functioning of the organ, when it starts getting impaired, so what will happen? This impairment will be felt at the body level in the form of symptoms. And the symptoms are felt at the body level. Disease is felt at the body level. It might happen too. Okay. So as I already told you, what is insulin resistance? The body is producing insulin well, but still you have diabetes. Why? Now, because every cell in our body has the receptor called insulin receptor. So it binds with the insulin. And insulin is like a permit card. And every cell requires glucose and oxygen to produce the energy. Insulin is like a permit card. So imagine a situation that you have the insulin, you have the permit card, but this insulin is not being recognized by this receptor. What will happen? This glucose molecule cannot get in, cannot move in. When the glucose molecule cannot move in, so there will be no synthesis of energy. And when there is no synthesis of energy, what will happen? There will be no production of. So when there is no production of the energy or no synthesis of energy, what will happen? The cell will get deprived of energy. The whole body will start getting deprived of energy. So there will be energy deprivation. And these glucose molecules will start getting piled up. And later, the doctor will say you have developed diabetes. Body has insulin, but still you have diabetes. And this condition is called insulin resistance. And the only the primary cause of this insulin resistance is our stress. Similarly, there is a branch of science which has been purely developed on the effects of the stress, consequences of the stress. So as per this branch of science, your mind can directly influence your brain, and brain can influence your hormonal system, and hormonal system in turn can influence the resistance power of the body called immune system. Mind can also directly influence the brain. Mind also can directly influence the hormonal system. Mind also can directly influence the resistance power of the body. And this branch of science is called psychoneuroimmunology. Now, let us we'll spend some time about the Indian army system. So if you start talking about the Indian army system is quite enriching because it has many regiments. Like we have Rajput regiments, Gurkha regiments, Jat regiments, right? Maratha infantry, Assam rifles, etc. So like that, in our body also we have many infantries, many regiments, like natural killer cell, basophil cell, monocyte, neutrophil, B cell, T cell, eosinophil cell, dendritic cell, and macrophage cell, and mast cells. So imagine a situation that, I would say they are assigned to different activity. If, for example, natural killer cell have been trained to fight against the cancer cell. Natural killer cells have been trained to fight against the cancer cell. So imagine a situation that you are psychologically you are not sound. Your well-being has been taken away. Your well-being that you are not psychologically well. What will happen? This will directly impact your immune system. This will directly impact the resistance power of the body. So the potential and the effectiveness of these regiments will get deteriorated. So they will not have the efficiency to fight against the cancer cell. Every individual has the cancer cell, but the efficiency of the cell will get boosted up when you are psychologically sound, when you have harmony in your mind, when your inner poise is intact. So these immune cells are, the function is intact, efficiency is intact, potentials are intact. But imagine a situation you are not psychologically well. Your well-being is not up to the mark. You are always in the deplorable situation. What will happen? The efficiency of these regimens will go down, and they will find it difficult to fight against the pathogens, fight against the disease-causing organism, and we will definitely start inviting the diseases one after another. There is another branch of science called, there is another branch of disease called autoimmune disease. Do you know, for the autoimmune disease, the modern medical science does not have any medicine. So when you start developing an autoimmune disease, what will happen? The doctor will treat you with steroids. Steroids are found to be immune suppressants. Steroids are found to be immune suppressants. Okay? So your immune system will get suppressed with the steroids. So imagine a situation that, you know, an Indian army personnel dress up himself like a Pakistani and appear before the Indian army. What will happen? He will be shot dead. So exactly this happens within the body. When our immune cells are not in a position to recognize our own body cell. So instead of killing the pathogens, killing the disease-causing organism, invaders, they will start destroying our own body cell. Got it? So one of the typical example of the destruction is rheumatoid arthritis. It's a typical example of it. So in this arthritis, there will be small joints in your body will get affected, and later the larger joints or the bigger joints of your body will get affected. So one of the condition is called rheumatoid arthritis. Second condition is systemic lupus erythematosus, myocarditis, skin rashes, psoriasis, impaired vision, pulmonary fibrosis, joint pain. There is no medicine for it. The doctor will treat you with steroids, and the steroids are immune suppressants. The more you take the steroids, more your immune cell, more the fighter cell in your body will get suppressed. Okay? And then you can imagine what will be the consequences. So now, I already told you what are the sources of stress. In addition to that, I will also tell you what are the common sources of stress at workplace. Many people have low salary that leads to stress, excessive workload, few opportunity for growth or advancement, work that is not engaging or challenging, lack of social support, not having enough control over job-related decisions, conflicting demands or unclear performance expectations. So all these are the common sources of stress. Now, how do you cope up yourself? How do you cope up yourself? How do you cope up yourself with stress? There are many strategies are there. Many strategies are there to cope up with stress. For example, either you can talk to your friend and relative to cope up your stress, or you can start drinking alcohol, or you can pray God, you can listen to music, you can sleep more, you can visit to temple, church or mosque, you can visit to your friend's house, you can dine out with your friends, you can use the crude and chewable substance, you can watch a movie, you can do exercise, gym or boxing practices, you can isolate yourself, you can clothe yourself, you can start smoking or consume drugs, you can hurt yourself. So all these are the various strategies, out of which one who pray, one who listen to the music, so visit to temple, churches, mosques, okay, so are philosophical. Those who talk to their friends, relatives, okay, visit to their friend's house, dine out with the friends, watch a movie, they're interpersonal. Those who drink alcohol, okay, eat crude and chewable substance, isolate themselves, clothe themselves, smoke and consume drugs, hurt themselves, they are denial category. So in India, you will find 3 categories of people: those who cope up their stress. Philosophical means they will pray, listen to the music, they will visit to the temple, they will start reading some scriptures. Okay. Interpersonal means they will watch a movie, talk to your friends over phone, visit your relatives, your friend's house. Denial means, no, I do not want anything. I'll isolate myself, I'll close myself, I'll hurt myself. So we have seen that after tsunami, we are given the opportunity, the Andaman government had given us the opportunity to visit the Andaman and Nicobar Island. We found that the denial category, people with the denial category, they do suffer a lot in their life. Therefore, you can become philosophical, you can become interpersonal, but do not become denial. Do not adopt the denial strategy to cope up your stress. So how do you manage your stress? You track your stresses, develop some healthy responses, establish the boundary for yourself. Establish the boundary for yourself means probably every Sunday you can go with your children, go with your better half for a tour, for seeing something, for a side visit. Have time to recharge and rejuvenate. Learn to relax. Find time for yourself to relax. Develop the interpersonal relationship. Be philosophical. Get some social support from your friends, from your relatives. Watch comedy movie that will help you to manage your stress. So how do you identify your stress? At the body level, Ayurveda says there are 3 things: Kujirnatam, Ajirnatam, and Atijirnatam. Kujirnatam means poor digestion, Ajirnatam means indigestion, and Atijirnatam means over digestion. If I ask one of you, how your digestion? You may say Kujirnatam. Kujirnatam means poor. You may not say Kujirnatam, but I will say, how do you eat? You may say, I eat a little. Then if I ask you, can't you eat little more? Then you say, no, it will upset my stomach. Then definitely you will fall under the category of Kujirnatam. Ajirnatam means anything you eat that will lead you to indigestion. And some people may say, you give me anything, any quantity, I am ready to digest it. I am ready to eat it and I am ready to digest it. That is called Atijirnatam, over digestion. So either of the digestive function is bad for us. It's bad for us. Either over digestion or slow digestion or indigestion is bad for us. Am I clear? So neither over digestion, nor indigestion, nor poor digestion is good for us. And it is a consequence of the stress. And when you have your haphazardness in your breathing, or irregular breathing, irregular heartbeats, loss of appetite, or you start eating more, when you start developing the habit for sudden reversal of your old habits, like for example, you have given up drinking, you have given up smoking, and then what will happen? When you are in distress, you start doing the same thing that you have given up. Lack of sleep. At the psychological level, when when there is excess speed in your thoughts, when there is excess speed in taking the decisions and judgments. So this is how you will identify your stress. At the physical level, this is the checklist. At the psychological level, this is the checklist. Okay. So I would say, keep time for you to breathe, socialize, sleep, and either you do exercise or yoga. But so much of exercise is not good. Like for example, you say, I spend about 3 to 4 hours in gym. So much of exercise is not good. And I'll tell you, physical exercise is more harmful than psychological exercise. Sorry, physical stress is more harmful than psychological stress. A couple of months ago, probably you would have heard the news. Like there was a news from Bollywood and there is a news from Karnataka. The two dashing hero died because of the physical stress. You do the exercise, you do the light intensity exercises to keep yourself fit. Okay? And find out what is the root cause of your problem. Why? Where you're supposed to find out? Because identification is 50% clear. Therefore, I spend so much of time with you to make you understand what may be the cause of your stress. Okay? What are the scientific aspects of the stress? If one of the hormone becomes higher, what will be its consequence in the body? Because our main motto was to make or was to identify the root cause of the disease, the root cause of my stress, the root cause of the consequences that I experience. Thank you. Now, if you have any questions, so probably I am done with my presentation. So if you have any questions, so start texting in your chat box. So I'll start answering your questions.
Sir,
Yes.
I'm audible.
Yes.
It's
You are
nice
audible.
presentation. You have explained everything about trace. Can I take the decision from psychiatrist if I get some feeling like you have mentioned in the PPT for trace, or is as you told that 50% I identified, so self preparation is enough?
No. For that, if you think that you have some psychological, psychologically you are unwell, so you take one counseling session in one of the trained psychologists, counseling session. Okay, so before you meet a psychiatrist, you take a counseling session. You meet one counselor. Counselor will help you out. So if you have identified that you are psychologically unwell, so meet a counselor. He or she will help you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other question? So now question. Or shall we wind up the session here? Shall we wind up the session?
Yes, sir. Proceed.
Yeah. So anyway, so I am because I'm not getting any instruction from the host. Sir, Ajay sir? Ajay sir? Okay then. So I will, from my end, I am ending the session here. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, I am done. I am done with the session.
That's great, sir. Now I would like to ask
Thank you, sir.
the participant if they are having any query.
So yeah, ask
Any
them.
query from the participants? Any query from the participants?
No, sir. No, sir.
Anybody is having any query?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. Then thank you very much, Patra sir, that you have given a very nice lecture over the stress management, and it is very much relevant in this present scenario. And we all are somehow or some way are affected with the stress. So if we are understanding what is stress actually and what are the different parts of the body and what are the different organs are related to stress, we can manage it well as per your lecture. So actually it was a very nice lecture and very informative as well as very applicable in this particular scenario. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your nice delivery.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So anybody is having any query, and as far as the slides are concerned, I will ask sir if the sir will be providing the slides. I will share these slides with you through the Google Classroom or the Google Drive. Okay.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, sir.
So thank you very much, sir. So I'm going to share the feedback form for the session 3. Okay. I'm also posting this Google form in Google Classroom. So kindly find there and fill it and send it back. So thank you very much for today's session. You have been a very what we can say that very quality participant that you have listening since morning for a long. So now we'll meet tomorrow at 10:15 a.m. for the sessions starting with the introduction to data science and algorithm using Python, and then extracting information from the news using the data science, and then we'll listen to a session on deep learning concept and application data mining, and then in the post lunch session. So thank you very much. Thank you all. ending the meeting right now. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.